2 weeks ago, I did the biggest delivery of my career, 18,000 videos, and I did it in less than 48 hours. It's like 1.12 terabytes of video files. But here's the thing, how was that possible? So if you work in creative, if you ever worked with Premiere, with DaVinci, with anything else, then you know to export 18,000 30 to 60 second ads, videos would take up to 2, maybe 3 weeks. Now in today's world, you have hundreds of LinkedIn gurus posting workflows, coming up with solutions on like how to automate AI production. There's so many of them. But here's a tricky thing. If you're a brand, if you're a company, you know you're not going to run exclusively AI built content. Maybe in the future it will supplement 3D, motion design, stuff like that, but it takes human to have creative control. So this tool is not just AI production. It's an all-in-one automation solution. I've been trying to put together all the steps where I see in practice, like throughout the years, we've been wasting so much time running them manually that could be automated. So it's the batch combinations and exportation of videos, the batch combinations of 2D, the Playable AI flow, analytics pipeline. All you need is one good computer, your existing AI subscription, you run it, and that's it. But basically I had 1,200 unique concepts in 5 durations, exported in 3 different ratios. And I had it done by a system. Let me show you. Okay, so this is Rabbit Hole. What is it? It's basically the idea that I've had and ran it through as a Python script through a terminal, but I made it into graphics interface, right? So the whole idea is that creatives pack all of the assets, let's say, into specific folders, like, you have music, voiceover, UGC stuff, footage, like 3D materials, fake gameplays, like, AI made, variety of intros, texts, gameplay, and assets. And then you have a very rudimentary timeline. So it feels very natural to somebody, like to a designer, like how to use it. It's like an editing program, but it's very raw and very rough. So basically how it works is you have these blocks and you can add another block. It's saying, from a specific folder, I want to make it as a footage. You put this on top and then you just simply say it's going to be from here to here. It's going to overlay something, right? So you build up this rudimentary structure from like Legos of folders that you already had before. You click a specific block and you say, make it random from a file, and it will take this duration of the clip that you kind of set, and it will randomize it from the folders that you say, like from UGC, from footage, from, gameplay, whatever. You can make sure it's a fixed file if you want like a specific overlay, like logos and disclaimers and stuff like that, or music, or you can have it like also on an auto expand, which basically means like if you put this and you place it somewhere, you have option like to have this core concept, which basically means here, this is like the 30 seconds, it's the original. And if you want to extend 40, 50, whatever durations like custom like you want here, right, 120, whatever, you can use that clip as an extension. And here you have, it's autofill, meaning that after this, it's going to be automatically extended to whatever it is at the end. So, and it will automatically make a randomized 4-second clips from whatever folders you're designating it from. And this is how the system works, right? You build this, you link specific elements, and that's kind of it. So you could theoretically, make something completely simple, like, let me delete this. And let's just put it like this. So assuming this is your intro, we're just gonna go like, draw it from the intros, that's it. And then this would be your footage, or I don't know, we'll make it a fixed file. Let's say that you want a specific concept to be used just for this. And let's say this is gonna be this one. And every single time here at the end, you can say this is gonna be a fixed end card. That will always be the end card, and you can set whatever durations like you want. And then you can basically run different hooks on a concept you already own, right? So instead of doing this manually in like Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve, where you have to open it up, overlay an intro, export it. You can automate it, and it will take you 2 minutes, and you can get like 50 combinations out of this. You can simply preset whatever you want in the export timeline, whatever you want to go for. So if it's 9x16, 4x5, and I will add any custom ones that you want. So a couple of weeks back, we started talking about volume, right? Volume is today's game. If you're in performance marketing, you know what I'm talking about. And we really wanted to see what huge ass volume could do. But in order to make that happen, I started looking into how can we actually pull it off. There are ways, to work in editing programs like Adobe Premiere when you work with subsequences. Basically, kind of idea, you have a couple of main folders and then a bunch of subfolders. And when you can pre-build structures and you can input some videos and stuff and export something big. Now, if you do something this manually, you can get up to you can take a video and do like a bunch of variations with like voiceovers and intros and other stuff. And you can come up with 50, 60, up to, let's say maybe at 80, 100 videos in an export. It will take a designer a couple hours to get through that. If they're really, really good and they know what they're doing, maybe 1 to 2 hours, right? That's still very far away from 18,000. The only way you can do that is if you don't use NLE programs like Premiere or DaVinci, because those programs are built for creativity, not for volume, right? So they're built to give you the maximum amount, to give your designers maximum amount of creative control when they're working on a video. That's why those programs were built, to make films, to make content, not to automate thousands and thousands of ads. The system will actually browse the assets. For example, let's say you have sources that are already built in different ratios. It will read those ratios and keep the content the same, exchange it, and it will export native ratio. If it can't find one, it will crop in to make sure it's a full screen thing, right? So for example, if you only have one gameplay recording, it will crop to make sure it's full screen. If you have 3D animation or already pre-built motion animation that in any folder is named exactly the same, but there's only a difference in the naming of what resolution you're using, the system will automatically swap and make it native. And every good production needs custom naming, right? This is why I built this naming convention here. You can literally do whatever the hell you want, make it a counter. So whenever you're exporting, you have, let's say, a fixed naming system that works whatever you're building in. You have your video codecs, and also you have the XML for each and every single export. You can open it up and manually change whatever you want. Then you can do variations. You can go, all the way to 1,000 right now. So you can export 24,000 files if you want to, but, tread carefully. I can make this, unlocked, and you can do whatever the hell you want. And then there's like the A/B variance. This is something that's coming up right now, which, is basically taking data from the UI campaigns and kind of automatically bringing you some combinations. You can have it automatically uploaded to a Google Drive. So you can set a link here, and the system, when something gets exported, it will automatically get uploaded to a Google Drive, which is amazing because you don't have to wait for the render to be done and then start exporting, but it will basically do this a couple of seconds after each shot is complete, uploading one by one by one. So way, way, way more time efficient. And the other one is you can automatically upload when something is done to the ad platforms, like into the media libraries, on Meta, on TikTok, on Google, on Apple, and I'll add more, whatever. That's it. And there's another thing I'm working on, which is localization. And that means that, if you have, let's say, an end card. So right now, this end card has the specific naming. It means it's in English, and it's in 2 resolutions, right? 2 ratios. If I had more end cards here in other languages, the system would automatically read those and supplement for those localized end cards. Meaning you can set up this as your core concept, and then you can have it automatically change the intros, change the localizations. There will be an option to also automatically localize voiceover via 11 Labs. If you'll have it, it will be built in here. There will be no need for you to go to 11 Labs, come back, and upload different assets, right? You will be able to implement it directly here and kind of go through it and set a variety of localizations. That will also work that you will upload a CVS file, and there's a sample here that you can actually check. And because there's an option to add text here, What this means is like you have a text overlay, which is, rather basic right now for sure, but there will be an option to enter some kind of I don't know, only 1%, blah, blah, blah. We put it on the top. There will be a preview here. That doesn't exist yet, but this will automatically be AI localized into any other language, and then you'll be able to simply just, localize and go. Then there's Studio. So what you're going to do here is you're going to pick an image, say like it's this, and then you're going to have automatically adjust that image to all of the other ratios that, for example, that you want, right? You'll be able to scale it up a little bit. You'll be able to change it, whatever you want to kind of fit this image. I'm not going to go through details now. And then also like in layers, say you wanted to, I don't know, add some text. You can choose a specific canvas or all canvases, and you can simply say new text. I'm going to say play this now. We're going to make it, smaller for all of them. And then individually, you'll be able to change this and basically kind of pre-build your templates for whatever images you want. And then think of this as like baby Photoshop. You can add logos, to all canvases. I don't know, let's just pick one for now, Hot the Clash, right? And then it will add it to all of them. And then individually, of course, like you can reposition these elements and kind of build up your own 2D pipeline, which is completely automated. Once you're happy, you can export this and get all images together. Or what you'll be also able to do is, same as on the video side, add a folder with images and have preset exported versions of whatever the hell you'll want, and just batch export 50 versions of all preset placements. You don't have to go to Photoshop, you don't have to do anything. You just kind of drop it in and go. The third thing that I'm working on is playable ads. I really hate having to wait so long for the playable ads. So what I've done here is I have a couple of things going on. One is, 2D playable ads, right? So these are very simple HTML games where you can upload your own assets into this and basically have a playable game that, does something. So this is just simple click to upgrade. Wow, play now, awesome. Then you have things like, spin the wheel, you upload your assets, and you just dress up the existing playable. Tap to pop, bam, 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 bam. Choice transformation, fire, help them, make it clean, whatever. Satisfying wipes. As you see, these are all basically small games that really work, right? Oh, then I died. And like, match trees and stuff. I don't really know how this one works, to be honest. Maybe I have to drag it. So you'll be able to upload your assets and just kind of dress this up. The second version is 3D playable ads. It's things like, a builder. You put in a farm, you put in a house, and you will be able to upload entire batch of like Unity 3D assets and Blender assets, and then prompt here and use AI to dress up the existing mechanics with the assets you will input. So the idea here is to kind of use AI to the level where it can understand what you're doing, and it will be able to dress things up, right? Another one here is, tower defense. So you place towers, you wait for something to come by, and then these towers will be something you will input. Here, these blocks will be another characters, and then you'll be able to, place more towers, for example. There's rhythmic tap, so it's, basically playing some stuff. I will be adding more, right? This is just where I'm starting now. Then there's an experimental feature with AI generations where you just drop an image and have AI generate a playable ad. I'm gonna really try something. I don't know. We'll see how it works. And then there's like a couple of them, and we'll just see what it does. Now, as you can see, the games work, but they don't dress up yet. And this is fully experimental, right? Making it from image, the AI has to generate sprites to kind of dress up the mechanics. So the image kind of serves as a style guide, but like I said, experimental. And another experimental thing, which is when you have playable ads and they work, you want iterations. So what I've done here is I've implemented Blender backend. So if you have a 3D playable that works, you can tell Blender, drop the files here and change them somehow. Controlling this through AI is rather easy, like change textures, change colors, change environment a little bit, add more trees, make it snowy. But again, it's an experimental feature, and as models get better, this should work pretty well. AI flow is the kind of thing where basically you just, there are preset workflows here where you can, runs on Comfy UI and you can add whatever nodes you want. This is like for complex stuff where you can either run online AI models or local AI models. Say you want full video production, right? I built this so that you can write a script, it will generate a shot list, it will make storyboard, and it will then automatically generate clips, and then use the video model that I built into the software to assemble the whole timeline, generate music, and it will give you full video from beginning to the end, like multi-shot video, and you can even set characters here, like references, location references, and it will kind of run this. So this is basically Comfy UI, dressed a little bit nicer so it's not complicated. Again, so many options. You can run it locally, you can run it online. It really depends on what you want. Another thing that I've been working on is AI Studio. So the reason why I wanted to have this is because whenever you're working on AI-made videos, you have to go to something like Higgsfield or FreePic, and there's a lot of like back and forth. And then when you generate stuff, you have to combine it. So I'm trying to have the editing process also somehow, automated. So let me show you what I mean, right? So here you pick a name of the project. We're going to say like Epic Jump, and I pre-made a couple of, let's say shots. Basically you define what I'm working for here. Like most AI models, like video gen AI models, they can run 8 seconds. So if you're thinking in terms of 30-second ads, you generate 3 shots plus the end card and you have a full scale ad. But there's a lot of features. But then I also, added pipeline. Now, the point of this tool is that it's added to anything you might already have. It's not its own system. You don't have to migrate whatever you need. But if you don't have something here, I basically built something kind of like a simple blah, 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 Jira ID. When you generate it, and then you can click on it, name, month, whatever type, and you can write a brief, you can add some stuff, you can add a sub-ticket to it, and then you can open up that sub-ticket. It's called, it's in the brief. Some of the stuff is still not working yet completely, sub-ticket editing. But the whole idea is that you can have a system here that will track your production, and if you want, you can use it. If not, you can ignore it. It's pretty much as simple as this. There's creative mapping, which is basically every asset that gets generated through your system will get mapped here individually for future, and you will have a complete version here, which will be also exportable via CVS. You can upload that into anything else that you want. And I'm also building with, kind of like a Miro board idea. So if you want to have this a collaborative thing, you can do something here, generate something new, another sticky note, and then you can just, connect it. It's also not fully functioning yet, but it's basically like an infinite board that you can, do whatever. You can drop in images. I think you could theoretically drop in something else. Should work, doesn't work yet. It will work, right? So basically kind of like your internal mapping idea, and this will also be connected then to the pipeline. So whenever you're making a new brief, you'll be able to make it with this system, and it will just connect it to that. All right, we have like a general asset manager So then just a couple more things. What I wanted to do here is to give people options, right? You can use whatever you want, whatever features you want. You can run it completely offline, or you can go here and you need to connect your AI API, because all of us today already have so many subscriptions and we don't want to pay for yet another one. So you get this tool and you can connect whatever you want. There's a variety of, there's Gemini 11 Labs, there's OpenAI, there's going to be Claude implemented in. You can connect all of the ad platforms. Right now I'm covering these 4, but there will be more. You can connect a desktop app that will automatically upload everything to Google Drive. And again, I went with Google Drive because all of us already have it in most cases. And it's like you're paying for it already. Why would you pay for another thing, right? I really hated that. We're like with every new service, like trying to push me to use their hosting. No, because if at any point you decide to stop using this software, your system is where it is. Like nothing changes. You don't have to migrate. You don't have to change anything. That's a huge selling point to me. So yeah, like you need to set up the AI in order to use some of the assisted features here, because one thing I forgot to mention, like within the timeline, you can also have AI generated clips in here, and it will use VideoCling or Sora. Once you connect the APIs, you can prompt something here. Image to video is also coming, and you'll be able to prompt 50 versions, let's say, of video generations directly into the timeline via the API. You don't have to go to like Higgsfield or something else to generate and download. You'll be able to do it inside of the software, right? It's a pretty big time saver to kind of like generate AI hooks and AI intros. Is going to be a pretty cool thing. But yeah, so the analytics, there's a built-in analytics here inside of this tool that will draw back any data that you have from the creative campaigns. And the system will be able to analyze this and compare it to all of the videos. Now, I built in a function that when you're running Creative Studio, it analyzes the ID of the video, what's its performance, but it also understands which clips were used in the makings of that winning performing video. So as you're running campaigns, it will be able to give you shot-based performance, and it will say not only these videos perform well, but within those videos, these are the clips that are continuously repeating and giving you performance. Now that's pretty cool, but again, it only works for the stuff that you render within the software, right? Because it cannot track anything else. Though I have added access to the assets, so you can give it access to a folder on Google Drive, and the AI will go and analyze the performing videos matched with an ID from the ones it sees that they work on your UA campaigns, right? This is still a bit experimental, to be honest. Like I haven't properly tested this yet, but it can give you then, I want this concept, make me iterations, and the UA manager will be able to click get iterations, and the system will use the software to build a template from whatever assets it has, because it will understand all of the assets that are in there and build the combinations it thinks it could work. There's going to be an online version as well. So the online version is just the pipeline with creative mapping, with a Miro board. You can use it if you want. If not, forget about it. Personally, I love Miro, but I just want to see if I can make it happen here. And then you have like the asset management. Basically, this is going to be like a digital asset management system, kind of like Pixio or something similar, that will be able to read your Google Drive and just give you a different view of your Google Drive folders. So again, a damn system, you get it here. And just, settings for your admins to set up all the API keys and the ad platforms, the helping guides, and, all the other stuff, and like the team structure. So yeah, this is pretty much it. This is Rabbit Hole. This attaches to any existing workflows in creative production or UA. It's not a substitution, and you don't have to use any of the modules that you don't want to use. So it really is an addition. If it helps you, use it. If it doesn't, don't. If you decide to stop using it, bye-bye.